Thank you very much. We are now joined by the Secretary General of the UDA Party, the SG of the ruling party, Cleopas Malala, to give us some of the insights about the upcoming elections in the UDA Party and what was discussed during this week in terms of the elections. Thank you so much, SG, for your time. Chama ikoaje?
Chama iko imara kabisa. Yeah, we are well prepared for the elections. As you all know that earlier this week, we had the National Steering Committee meeting, which is a subcommittee of the National Executive Committee. And the NSC resolved that we are going to conduct our elections as earlier planned. You remember we are supposed to do these elections last year in December, but due to logistical issues, we postponed the elections to April. We live to our words by conducting these elections this April, on April 26th. We have decided that we are going to conduct these elections in 4 phases. So we have the first 7 counties, which we are going to roll out elections in the first phase. We are having 7 counties. Thereafter, we shall have the second phase in June, when the schools go for half-term. And then the third and fourth phase will be done in August, before we start planning for the National Delegates Conference. That said and done, you all know that any party elections is carried out by the National Elections Board. Earlier this week, in the same sitting, we were able to nominate and appoint members of the National Executive Board, members of the Internal Dispute and Resolution Committee, and members of the Disciplinary Committee. All these organs are very important in conducting any elections, and we are confident enough that with the preparations that we have made, we are going to have a very credible election and free and fair elections, of course, to all the candidates. Our elections are going to start from the polling centers. We are going to have people elected from the polling centers. We want to have 20 officials in every polling center in Kenya. We have almost 27,500 polling centers in Kenya. We are going to ensure that we have 20 officials in every polling center. Thereafter, we're going to escalate higher to the ward level, subsequently to the constituency level, then the county level. Now we will get delegates who will now form the electoral college that is coming to vote at the National Delegates Conference. And therefore, we are confident enough. The preparations are top-notch, and we are saying that this is the first grassroots election that is going to be conducted electronically. We have already purchased enough electronic and digital gadgets that are going to be uploaded with our party register and the requisite software to conduct these elections. We are going to have instant results. 2 minutes after the polling station is closed, we have results.
This is the ruling party?
This is the governing party, not ruling party, governing party.
All right, SG. So in terms of the challenges that you had, you said you had some logistical challenges. What were they?
Of course, we had issues about importation of the gadgets. Importing almost 27,000 iPads that will be in every polling center. You require at least every polling center should have an iPad, which a tablet, which is going to be uploaded with the software.
And there are also some concerns, apart from the logistical issues, that some members from the Mount Kenya region were not sitting pretty with having 3 deputy party leaders. Is that the case?
No, we have a constitution that is, UDA is a young party, where we formed it 2 or 3 years ago, and therefore our constitution is a constitution that we adopted for registration of the party, but it's subject to amendments. One of the businesses in the National Delegates Council conference, that the NDC, when we meet for the elections, the first agenda will be amendment of the constitution. We have some clauses that we need to align with the aspirations of the party, and therefore we are going to suggest some amendments. As it is right now, we have, of course, 3 deputy party leaders, but those are some of the amendments that we are looking into to ensure that we align our party so that it's a party that has a good structure, a formidable structure, and we are going to make proposals for the amendment of the constitution. So we shall do the amendments first, have the right constitution, and then subsequently now conduct the elections at the National Delegates Conference.
Okay. So what you're saying is there's a possibility to have only one deputy party leader?
Of course, subject to suggestions from members, it is something that members will decide. And therefore, it is not my personal feeling or my personal view on the matter. It is a matter that will be go through membership participation, go through leadership participation, and it's a decision that will be arrived at the National Delegates Conference. And therefore, it's not a decision of one person. So I cannot say that I want one deputy party leader or I want 3 deputy party leaders. The members of the UDA party will make that decision.
Okay. But was there any concerns, as I've already mentioned to you?
There are no concerns. There are so many other clauses that we are looking into amending. Like, for example, we want a definite youth council, youth league. We want a definite women league. We want a women league whereby the leader of the youth league is elected all the way from the polling center to the National Delegates Conference.
Okay. I assume that you're also going to be on the ballot for the SG position. Who are these other candidates that you've had that also gunning for your position?
No, at the moment we have only opened up for registration of candidates from the polling center to the county level. We haven't opened up registration for the national officials. As to when that window will be opened, I'll be able to render my candidature as a Secretary General, able Secretary General, and I want to assure you, imeenda. Imeenda kabisa.
But SG, there were people who are complaining about your style of leadership.
In what form?
People were complaining, they're saying that you're not running the party as they wanted it to be run.
No. You know, a vibrant party, in a vibrant party, you'll expect divergent views. And as a leader, even right now, we have a very able president, but we have still people complaining. And therefore, it is normal for people to have divergent views about your style of leadership. But I believe we have made UDA more vibrant than it was before. And therefore, there is no human being who is perfect. And leadership is a learning process. And I'm ready to be to walk that route, to be inducted slowly into the leadership space. Of course, 1 or 2 mistakes, but that's how people learn, and I'm optimistic that I'll come out a better person than I was.
That's the best way to go. Yeah. And your party leader was also here, and what did he discuss with you members?
Of course, he chaired the National Steering Committee, and he emphasized on the issue of party democracy. He emphasized that these grassroots elections must be free and fair.
And as we also bring it to a close, when you came into office, you came with a lot of vigor, valor, and a lot of optimism to fold the other parties in Kenya Kwanza and have them join UDA. How far is that agenda?
We are now at the tail end of that discussion. Of course, we've engaged with our brothers, party led by Moses Kuria, very willing to dissolve. The other day you had my former party leader insinuating that, yes, we are getting into that last bit. I don't want to preempt, but I can tell you, in 2027, we shall have one formidable party to face the opposition, and that party will be UDA.
Are you sure about that, SG?
I'm certain.
But he said you cannot do that, SG.
No, it's so, you know, it's a democratic world. You can choose to have your party, but what you're saying is that as we face the next general elections, we shall have one formidable party supporting the president.
And lastly, SG, the other side of the divide, the Azimio side, is saying you have failed as the governing council or governing party to lead the country, and they're saying they are going back to the streets. What would you say about that?
It's laughable. That's all I can say. It's laughable because
they will join the doctors.
You know, you see, Emmanuel. We found this country when it was in the dungeons.
Gee, this is tired. It's already tired line.
When they were going to the streets, unga was at 263. Now unga is at 98 shillings. Unga. Yeah. Unga is at 98 shillings.
Where?
And if you want real 2 kg unga, you can even go to the posho mills. You'll get it at 70 shillings. Look at what he has done in terms of supporting the agricultural sector. he has been able to ensure that every farmer gets subsidized fertilizer, and therefore
fake fertilizer.
Not fake fertilizer. Come on, you see, one or two instances cannot want to bring down the entire, the noble idea that the president launched. We have fertilizer. Last year, we got 66 million bags of maize. We harvested 66 million bags of maize, up from 44 million bags of maize. And therefore, as we are concentrating to deliver the manifesto we had as a ruling party during the campaigns, and therefore, we shall not be derailed.
So you are daring them to come to the streets?
No, you know, they have been in the streets since independence, and Kenya has been there, and it will still be there. So going to the streets is, I don't think it is. I think they are just trying to get relevance, because they've realized that Kenyans have now settled. Kenyans are now, we are creating more employment opportunities. You've seen our president even having diplomatic shuttle to ensure that we have Kenyans going to work abroad, and therefore, including Baba. Yeah, we've even scouted for a job for Baba, and therefore Kenyans have now started settling. And therefore, I think the issue of going back to the street is just a political strategy for them to start filling in the gaps of Baba, because they are ailing with the succession politics of Baba, and therefore I wish them well as they go back to the streets. But Kenyans will not go back to the streets, because Kenyans are busy planting, Kenyans will be busy top grazing, and Kenyans will be busy harvesting.
Thank you so much, SG.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the SG of the ruling party. He says the governing council, the governing party, UDA, saying as it is that they're on top of things, and the government is in charge of the affairs. Thank you so much. Back to you, Jesse.